Madden streaming, yes indeedy. We're doing Madden again today. Let me share this out so we get the word out to the peeps that we're back here for another day of Madden. Just give me a minute here to set that up. And once again, if you're new to the channel, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. So we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday. Where we left off yesterday is we are at the free agent signing period. And the Jets have signed 3 new players. Meanwhile, we got the Chiefs and Eagles also tending to here, so it's more time consuming. So we go over to the Eagles here, see who they've signed. First, we'll upgrade players. And we'll look at the Eagles free agent pickups or non-pickups here. Eagles have signed nobody. And they don't have much money. Yes, they do have the money here to go in big on somebody. So Denzel Perryman, 4 years. Get an upgrade there with Denzel Perryman. And they'll try to get another upgrade here with Kyle Fulmer. Give him a 2-year deal. They got the money to spend. They might as well spend it. And going with Henderson here. The Eagles are all in here on 3 free agents. Kelsey's already gone. All right, so that's that. And we're going to advance a week. Let's find out what happens. The draft is coming up, too. I should have put that in the title. All right, so the Eagles signed nobody. They targeted 3. Darnell Henderson Jr. is not really interested in the offer. So we'll see if he signs or not. But here we go. We're going to advance it a week and find out what's going to happen here. Okay, let's see if the Eagles signed anybody. Did they sign all 3? Did they get anybody here from the list? And the answer is the Eagles. Eagles were able to sign all 3. So they get Denzel Perryman. He's now in at middle linebacker. Kyle Fulmer is. And you notice both of these guys are 5'11", and then you got there now Henderson 5'8", who's now in at running back for the Birds. So the depth chart moved there. You look at this roster right now after those 3 pickups. Hurts and Stinnett is now backing up a QB. Henderson is a great upgrade at running back to work with Gainwell and Huntley. Eagles don't have a fullback. Wide receiver, you still have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, Rager, and Hightower. Pretty deep group. At tight end, you got Goddard, Ketchalera, and Stoll. Plus, Tyloga is still there, so you're deep there. Left tackle, Mailata. Left guard, Landon Dickerson. At center, it's now Cam Jurgens' show. Right guard is Jack Anderson taking over. At right tackle, Lane Johnson. Then you got Josh Sweat. You got Derek Barnett. Fletcher Cox and Jordan Davis are still there. Outside linebacker, Joey Bosa is still here, so that's going to help. Middle linebacker, you're going to give Perryman to deepen it up with Dion and Bradley. Right outside linebacker, Hassan Reddick will start there. Slay now got some help with the new addition of Kyle Fulmer coming in as a third seat at cornerback, bringing that veteran to deepen it up. Wallace is at free safety, and at strong safety is Jaden Madden. So there you go. Kicker's Jake Elliott. Punter is Aaron Sippis. And that is that. Okay. So draft time. What did the Eagles do? What did the other teams do? We are about to find out very soon here because we are about to advance to the NFL draft. Here we go. So let me just share this out real quick here. We're in the 3 o'clock hour already. This day is flying. I'm telling you, I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. Sometimes the day just flies. And that's it. So, the day is flying, you know. All right, so let me see what we got here. We're going to share it out. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, live with Madden. Let me see what we got here. We're going to share it out. Hold on. Let's see if we get people to show up today. Looks like they're not showing until we share it out on Twitter. Maybe they'll get some people in here. All right, so we shared it out. Okay, so we are now going to start the draft. Here we go. It's starting the draft right away here. On the clock is the Seattle Seahawks. They will keep the #1 pick. So nobody's moving up. Nobody is moving up. Nope. Kansas City not moving up to get the #1 pick. They're letting the Seahawks take their guy. So the Seahawks will get their quarterback at #1. Now Kansas City talks about moving up to 2 or 3. CJ Stroud's off the board, and now they're going to let the Vikings take their pick. They're going to gamble that 2 quarterbacks don't go. If they do, then KC's really going to have to look for somebody else at quarterback. If the top 2 quarterbacks are gone. CJ Stroud is gone. Now there it is. We're underway with the draft, and here we go. Pick #2 in the NFL draft. It is going to be, yep, there goes Bryce Young. So Stroud and Young are gone. Tennessee on the clock. Does Kansas City sit and hope that there's at least a 3rd seed quarterback available here? But the top 2 are history. And Tennessee's about to announce their pick, and Kansas City will not give up the assets to move up. They're not doing it. They're sitting there. There goes Carter, the defensive tackle. Now let's see what the Lions do at 4 here. Will we see another quarterback go at 4? Kansas City's plan is if a quarterback goes, they will move down with the Giants. That's what we hear. They'll move down with the Giants 3 spots. So let's see what happens here. 4th pick is coming in. Here comes the 4th pick in the draft. It's a right end, Miles Murphy. Here comes the 5th pick. Texans could take a quarterback. Kansas City's mulling, calling them and saying, all right, what do you want? They move up, but they're going to wait. Hope the 3rd best quarterback isn't off the board here. So 2 quarterbacks are gone. Kansas City sitting there waiting to see, and they're going to wait. The pick is in. It's a right outside linebacker, and here comes Kansas City now. So Kansas City is on the clock. They know there's another quarterback out there, so they're going to go get him. Depending on the depth chart, though, here. Yeah, they're looking at the depth chart very carefully here. Is Kansas City going to be happy with just going with Jones and waiting for another quarterback? Because Daniel Jones is currently listed as their starter. But they're going to bring in a kid behind Jones. So, yes, they are. They're bringing in the 3rd best. They've decided here to bring in the 3rd best quarterback here behind Daniel Jones. So, Kansas City has decided to bring in none other than quarterback. This is a tough call here, what they want to do. They're bringing in Will Levis. They've done it. Kansas City brings in Will Levis as the 3rd best quarterback in this draft in their mind. Will Levis is on his way to Kansas City. So there you go. It's done. Kansas City takes Levis. Now the Eagles are the next team to jump on this board here. The Eagles are considering trading up here. We hear that they might try to do something. They got Hurts at quarterback. They didn't get backup quarterback, but they're going to let the 49ers make their pick as the Bengals announced the Ohio State left tackle is gone. And the Eagles have just called the 49ers. We should see a trade here. They're working on a trade right now. Eagles said, let's make a move. They've got the money to make a bigger trade, so the Eagles looking at possibly doing something huge with the Niners. The Eagles do like Debo Samuel, but they don't feel like they want to get rid of their two wide receivers. So the Eagles have acquired J.C. Trotter, a center, 32 years of age. Eagles are sending a future second rounder back, plus they're sending their first round pick. So it's going to be Trotter and the future second. Plus the Eagles are getting pick number 8 for pick 10. Here we go. It's done. Eagles get Jay Trotter, the veteran center. Plus they get a first round pick number 8, giving up pick number 10. And they give up that future second rounder to get the veteran center. They feel they needed them for a second rounder. So the Eagles are on the clock, and here comes their pick. Who will it be here? They've been looking at the board carefully. It won't be a quarterback, but the Eagles have decided to take. They're pulling out the trigger here, and they're taking left tackle Peter Slawski. So they're going with the ski. They're taking ski here with their pick. Eagles move up to take ski at left tackle. The Northwestern gun ski is going to the Eagles. Peter Skorowski is on his way to the Eagles. So here comes the Giants now. So the Eagles will be back in the second round. But with their first round pick, they go to left tackle. They feel they need an offensive line depth. And there goes Devin Weatherspoon, a cornerback out of here. The Niners are on the clock. Coming up, though, is Kansas City. So let's get you over there. See what Kansas City does with their second first-round pick here. KC has already taken a quarterback, and here's the 49ers announcing their pick. Will KC take another quarterback, or will they go in another direction? They're going to go in another direction. We're hearing wide receiver is definitely a possibility. His left tackle Jones is gone. Kansas City has selected a player. They take running back Robinson. This is a shocker. They've taken running back John Robinson right here. They go for the running back, saying, hey, got a young quarterback? Let's bring in a running back to work with him. Robinson going to Kansas City in a stunning move here to rebuild that franchise. From Texas, he gets taken. Here comes the Dolphins on the clock. KC is back soon, so they're waiting for another pick. They decide to grab Robinson. Here comes a strong safety on his way to the Dolphins. Here comes Washington on the clock. KC is coming back soon. The Jets are sitting there at 17. KC's at 15. Well, they work a deal. So here we go. Washington is going to announce their pick here. Here it is. It's official. They've taken Christian Gonzalez, a cornerback from Oregon. The Jaguars are on the clock as Kansas City is sitting here letting Jaguars take their guy. Remember, Will Levis is the quarterback that is now going to Kansas City. Levis goes to Kansas City. He'll be the quarterback of the future with Daniel Jones sitting there as the opening day quarterback here. He'll be learning from the bench. Kansas City now looking for another weapon here on offense, we hear. Who will it be? The tight end, Michael Mayer, is where they're going. No, they're going with Jackson Smith Niger. They like this kid. They want to bring him in. So there it is. He's in. Smith Niger. Kansas City felt they needed a weapon, a wide receiver. Smith Niger is the man they go with. So KC has taken Smith Niger off the board here at wide receiver. Ohio State, they feel they could develop him as part of the new look Chiefs. Falcons on the clock. Here comes the Jets. What are they going to do? Are the Jets going to make a trade? What are the Jets going to do here in this draft? So you see Kansas City picks up 3 first-round players, a running back, a wide receiver, and a quarterback as they rebuilt Chiefs. Now here comes the Jets. They're looking at possibly grabbing a surprise pick we hear. The Jets are drafting Anthony Richardson, a quarterback. There it is, Anthony Richardson, taken by the New York Jets. They believe they needed to have some depth at quarterback. Anthony Richardson is their guy. So the Jets bring in Anthony Richardson. Now it's Chargers time. So Richardson fell to the Jets. They decide to grab that quarterback. Here comes a right tackle off the board from Tennessee. Lions are on the clock. Now the Jets are trying to work a trade. We hear the Jets are working the phones hard, trying to go out and get another move done here before too many guys fall off the board. So Jets are working the phones. They have talked to the Dolphins. Dolphins hung up quickly with them now, so it won't be Miami. There goes defensive tackle Brian Brees on his way from Clemson down to the Lions defensive team. Here comes the Dolphins pick. Now we're hearing that the Jets and Green Bay have engaged in conversation. Jets also looking to talk to other teams. The Ravens said no way they would do a deal with the Jets, so that's not happening. Dolphins, meanwhile, are going to select cornerback Joey Porter Jr. So he's going to Miami, to Penn State or to Miami. Here comes the Panthers. Jets could get something done with them, and we just got a trade agreed on. Here comes the trade details. Jets and Panthers making a big trade here, apparently. Here we go. Jets got to move money to Carolina. Let's see what happens in this trade here. Is this trade night here on the NFL Draft? We're underway here on this Tuesday with NFL Draft coverage. The Jets have decided to move on from Jerry Jeudy. They're moving him to the Carolina Panthers. Panthers reportedly are going to give them a first-round pick back for Jerry Jeudy. They'll give them pick 21 for Jerry Jeudy. They're also going to the Jets are going to have to send compensation. They send a future third-round pick with him. So it's a third-rounder and Jeudy for that first-round pick. And they also got to send this year's fourth-round pick. So they're giving up the third, the fourth, and Jeudy for that one, and they didn't get it done. So will there be another player traded from the Jets roster here besides Jeudy? There's been some talk that the Jets are willing to move on from several players. Tyler Conklin, the tight end, could be packed up, and that's what's going to happen here. They move Conklin in the deal to get that first-round pick, and the Jets are on the clock twice now here in a short period of time. They already said they got their mind made up that they want to go out and bring in a guy that can make a change here for this team. Well, Darnell Washington is a name we've heard a lot about, but at the end of the day, the Jets are drafting. They are taking Michael Mayer. There it is. Mayer is officially the guy. The Jets loved Michael Mayer. They went out and got him here. They gave up the franchise to get Mayer. They felt like it was a smart trade to make. They wanted Michael Mayer that badly, and there he is. They feel he's going to be a stud. So the Jets add Mayer to Dawson Knox. So they're going to have two big weapons at tight end, Knox and Mayer this year on offense. They feel like this team's going to be ready to go on offense here. They gave up the stud wide receiver they picked up to bring in Mayer, so that's the decision the Jets brass makes. They're coming back up again, too, looking for a wide receiver. Want to see who falls to them at that pick. Right now, the Ravens on the clock after a right guard fell to the Buffalo Bills. And the Green Bay Packers, there's Quentin Johnston is gone. TCU heading to the Ravens. So Johnston to the Ravens. Not to miss out any more wide receivers. Here comes the Packers now. So the Pack is on the clock here in the first round. What do the Packers do? Jets are not moving, we hear. There it is. They take a left end. Now it's up to the Bears. Do they take a wide receiver here late in the first, or is it fall to the Jets? We're about to find out. Will it fall to the Jets or not? Here we go. Bears are fielding phone calls, but nope, they're keeping the pick. They're making this pick. The Chicago Bears select a right tackle from Ohio State, Jones. Here comes the Patriots, and we know the Jets and Patriots ain't cutting a deal. So Jets are sitting there just waiting patiently here to see who falls to them. We are going to be late in the first round. Jets are going to have to roll the dice here on somebody, it looks like. And there goes the cornerback, Banks. They had no interest in him from Maryland. So one more pick. It's the Buccaneers that could ruin the Jets' plans to take a wide receiver here. Let's see what happens. If they take the wide receiver, then the Jets might have to pivot. As we wrap up the first round here, it's pick number 27. The Buccaneers, it's in. Here it comes. They take the wide receiver, Jordan Addison. Now what do the Jets do? They're really going to have to decide. It's going to be a tough call here for the Jets. What do they do? The pick is in. The Jets are keeping it. And they're going to roll the dice here and take Zay Flowers. So Zay Flowers, they roll the dice on Flowers, hoping he turns out to be something. They say he's a playmaker. We'll see if Zay Flowers can be the answer for the New York Jets. He'll replace Jerry Jeudy on the depth chart. Not in position from Boston College, a late first-round pick. Zay Flowers is the man the Jets are going to roll the dice on here. Here we go, and there goes right outside linebacker Smith. As we wrap up the first round, the question is, what GMs are going to make moves? The Chargers pick is in. The San Diego Chargers will select. It's coming up right now. Who do they take? Left outside linebacker Will McDonald. Here comes another pick in the first round. The Dallas Cowboys on the clock. So we know the Eagles ain't making that move. Now, wait a minute. We hear the Chiefs just pulled the trigger on something here with the Cowboys. Chiefs decide to go in late in the first round here and make the move. Chiefs are offering something good to the Cowboys. Let's see if the deal gets done or not. They're working on it, we hear. Kansas City trying to use their assets here to make these moves. Let's see. Right now they're going to offer 2 third-rounders and a 5th-rounder to try to get that pick off Dallas. I don't know if it's enough to do it. A late first from Dallas. That's what they're offering here for a late first-round pick. Let's see if Dallas bites for 2 thirds and a 5. Nope, they won't do it. Portsart's going to be 2 thirds and a player now. They're not going to move a quarterback, but they could move one of the running backs here. But they have Najee Harris. They have a deep running back core, and reportedly they're going to send Clyde Edwards-Helaire to the Cowboys with the future 3rd for that first-round pick. Now they're going to send a late pick here. Yep, they'll send the 5th. Let's send them a 3rd, a 5th, and Edwards-Helaire, and that does not get it done. So they're still working out the deal. Or said they have to give up the 2nd, 3rd-rounder, which they didn't want to do. They decided to do it, though, at the end of the day, and they make the trade. They get that first-round pick. So they gave up the 3rd-rounder and Edwards-Helaire. Let's see what they come back with here. Giving up Edwards-Helaire is a big move for this team, but they wanted that first-round pick. Chiefs are going to announce it right now. Kansas City Chiefs have selected wide receiver. Wow, they really went for it here. Jalen Hyatt. This is a big gamble here to go get Hyatt here at this point in the draft. They go get Jalen Hyatt. Roll the dice to bring in Hyatt, but the Chiefs believe Hyatt's got some value to develop, so we'll see. From Tennessee. They made the trade here to move up on the board, and that is it for the Chiefs until late in this draft. Here comes the Texans to wrap up the first round. They take the tight end Darnell Washington, who the Chiefs considered but decided not to get. So here we go. Seattle Seahawks, 2nd round now. Jets are coming up soon. Eagles are also coming up soon. So let's set that up for you here. We got the Jets first. The NFL draft first round is already done. Yep, it's over. First round is in the books. Defensive tackle Smith going to Seattle. Here comes the Vikings. The Jets are lined up here to take their pick in the 2nd round. What do they do? That's the question. What are they going to take here? Let's see. There goes wide receiver. Rashee Rice is gone. Tennessee's on the clock now. So Rice goes to the Minnesota Vikings. There goes Gibbs. That was a guy who came to the city. I mean, the Jets might have won it was Gibbs. He's off the board. Going from Alabama to Tennessee. Could a Derrick Henry trade be in the works with the Jets possibly? Gibbs goes to the Titans. And there goes the left end, Foskey from Notre Dame. Now the Jets are on the board here. And let's see. The Jets are going to take a look at their roster right now and see what they got brewing. They've got Brett Huntley at quarterback. That's their current quarterback situation, Brett Huntley. At halfback, the Jets have Pollard, Bryce Hall, Michael Carter, and White. So they're deep at running back. Wide receiver, Ayuk, Moore, Wilson. They got a couple studs there, and they drafted another guy. Mims could be packed up in a trade. At tight end, they're loaded. This team is bombed at tight end, where they've got Justin Knox, and they took that pick in the first round to bring in a tight end to join Ruckett. So they've got tight end depth. Left tackle, they have Max Mitchell currently listed. On right tackle, they do have Beckham. Will they grab a right tackle here? There's been some reports the team has looked carefully at right tackle with this second pick to they're trying to get themselves together here. Here we go. The selection is in. The Jets have decided to draft. Who will it be? In the second round, the Jets are going to take a roll of the dice. Reports are that the Jets are prepared to go get a quarterback here. They're going to go on the dice and take Hayden Hooker. So there it is. The Jets get their quarterback in the second round. They go with Hooker. So Hayden Hooker. I don't know much about this guy. Hayden Hooker. See, the Jets rolled their dice on here. Second round pick. So Hooker is the quarterback the Jets take. They got their quarterback in Hooker. He gets to be developed as the QB. And now Seattle's on the clock. Jets will be back in the second round again. So the Eagles come up soon. But right now we have a center from Minnesota. Schmitz has gone to Seattle. So the Eagles don't get him. Some reports the Eagles wanted to get another center. But right now Schmitz is gone. Eagles are moving up the board. We just got the call that the Eagles have made a trade. So the Eagles will announce here what they're going to do here. Apparently they want to get a new center. They've seen the center that's fall off the board. So with the Jets trading Judy, the Eagles are motivated here to get involved looking for a center. Who the Eagles go and get at center? They got plenty of money here to make a move. Hardly they're calling Minnesota. And the Eagles reportedly are acquiring a center from Minnesota. They're getting Garrett Bradbury, the 28-year-old center. In return, the Eagles are sending this second-round pick to Minnesota for Bradbury. There it is. The Eagles acquire a center for the second-round pick. They get depth at center with Bradbury bought in, and that's that. So the Eagles trade the second-round pick away to get Bradbury to hold on to their third-round pick. So there it is. Eagles developing their team by making a trade of the second-round pick for a center that gives them depth there now to replace Kelsey with Bradbury as part of the Eagles' offensive line now. Minnesota will get that second-round pick and try to develop a new center. So here we go. The New York Giants are on the clock. They take middle linebacker Jack Campbell. Here comes the Bears on the clock. Chicago Bears will take, let's see, who are they taking there? Here in the second round, the Bears are on the clock, and they have taken tight end Kincaid, Dalton Kincaid from Utah. There's a roll of the dice. It's a depth chart move here in the second round now, so the Jets going with a tight end for depth chart. Here comes Arizona now on the clock. Jets are coming up soon. What will they do? They got their quarterback, so now they're looking at the offensive line we hear. 49ers after the Cardinals took a left tackle from Oklahoma. Jets just moved up. Yep, Jets are making the move. They are moving up in this draft. The Jets have called the 49ers, and they might have overpaid for the second-round pick, but they're going to do it. The Jets making another trade here in this draft. As the Jets have just traded their second rounder and a sixth rounder to the 49ers to move up. So Jets will pay a sixth rounder to move up a few spots. So they're moving up to 44. There it is. So the Jets only had to give up a sixth rounder here to go up, and the Jets are on the clock, and they are basically looking for an offensive lineman, we hear. The Jets have just stunned everybody. They grab wide receiver Josh Downs. There's a big move by the Jets, loading up that wide receiving core. Josh Downs of the Jets. They love this guy, and they made the move to go get him. It didn't cost them much for the 6th-rounder. So the Jets grabbed Josh Downs here in the 2nd round, moving up only a few slots to get him. But there it was. They were hiding the fact that they loved him. And there goes Bryce Ford Wheaton from West Virginia to the Colts. So they jump the Colts and make them get Ford Wheaton. They go get the stud and Downs. So there you go. That's the move by the Jets. Here comes the Panthers. So apparently they knew the Colts were going after Downs. They didn't want him to be a Colt. He's a Jet. There goes Clark Phillips III, the Utah prospect, is heading to the Jaguars. Here comes the 49ers now. They dropped down a few spots. They had no interest in Downs, reportedly, so that's why the Jets were able to only give a 6th-rounder to get this done. Here we go. 49ers get free safety from Texas A&M, Antonio Johnson. And the next team to come up probably will be, let's see here. Well, it looks like the Eagles are trying to call the Raiders to make a trade. Eagles and Raiders reportedly discussing a trade here. So the Eagles want to do something with all that money they got. They're ready to call the Raiders and get something done. So the Philadelphia Eagles have been able to call the Raiders and get something done here. So we hear is Eagles making this deal with the Raiders. I don't know if they're going to get it in time, though. They tried to get that pick from the Raiders. Eagles getting 49. Give up a 3rd and a 4th to get this done. At the end of the day, the Eagles are going to have to give up a future 4 also. Nope, they can't get the deal done. They tried to get it done with the Raiders. Eagles were able to stop the clock, though, so they've got time to work a deal out here. They're trying to get this pick from the Raiders desperately here. So the Eagles want this pick from the Raiders. Who are they getting from the Raiders? Once again, the Eagles are interested right now. Well, look at this. The Eagles now are getting 49 and 60 and 72. In return, the Eagles have agreed to trade. They are trading tight end Dallas Goedert to the Raiders for that package of 2 2s. The problem is the Raiders can't make that deal, so now they're going to get 2 2s and a player. Eagles will get a player back too. They're going to get C.J. Verdell plus 2 2s. They were close. They have to get somebody a little more money than C.J. Verdell, so Eagles reportedly are getting tight end Tommy Sweeney and 2 second-round picks for Dallas Goedert, and the deal's done. So the Eagles trade Dallas Goedert for 2 second-round picks. And the Eagles will be on the clock, and they've already got their guy. They knew exactly who they wanted with this pick, according to published reports. The Eagles were in love with left guard Cody Mock. So there it is. Cody Mock is the guy they take. The Eagles get another offensive weapon in left guard Cody Mock to come in here and become a Philadelphia Eagle. Now, they still have that other second-round pick. He's from North Dakota State. So the Eagles will get a second rounder here. So they make a trade to go get Cody Mock. They love this guy and felt like now was the time to make their move. So now it's time for the Rams to pick. What else will the Eagles make as far as trades here? They are looking at some more second-round picks here, but they go get Cody Mock as a left guard. They really beefed up that offensive line. Drew Sanders would have been a nice pick for the Birds, but he goes to the Rams. Here comes the Dolphins, and the Eagles may be working a deal with the Dolphins, and now we got word the Eagles have completed a deal with the Dolphins. So they got money to make trades. They're making trades here. They traded Goddard. Now they call the Miami Dolphins. And the Eagles reportedly are ready to move on from this guy. Quez Watkins has been traded to the Miami Dolphins for a second-round pick. The reports here, Watkins for the second rounder. The Eagles will also throw in their future fifth-round pick to try to get this deal completed. Dolphins want the fourth rounder, not the fifth rounder. So Eagles give up a fourth rounder. Now they want a 4 and a 6, but the Eagles don't have a 6. The Eagles are going to have to get up their fourth and fifth next year, plus Watkins, and it's done. They get that second round pick, so they didn't need Watkins anymore. And the Eagles now on the clock. Here they go. Who are they after this time? They're going to take the left outside linebacker, Trenton Simpson. So the Eagles go and roll the dice on Trenton Simpson here, getting rid of Quez Watkins, a Clemson player. They feel like he'll develop. So Trenton Simpson, left outside linebacker, joining the Eagles organization here. Now they have 3 left outside linebackers, so maybe he'll play in the middle. Who knows? But Simpson will probably move to middle linebacker for the Eagles here, but he's a Clemson kid. Unless they felt they needed to go deep with Joey Bosa here, they just keep loading them up there. He might play the right side, though. That's probably what's going to happen, is they feel they can move him to the right side. Eagles will be back in this second round, by the way, so they just got another second-round pick. So they got an offensive defense, unloaded Quez Watkins, and got rid of some assets in the future with the fourth and fifth pick, and they're coming up soon. Here comes the Ravens right now. After the left tackle, Matthew Bergeron is taken. The Eagles already added some people by trading for a center, and the Eagles are a new ball club here with all these new faces coming in. Green Bay's on. The Eagles are deepening up their ball club here. They've added some pieces in this draft. And there it is. The Packers pick right guard from TCU, Steve Avila. Eagles coming up very soon here. The Saints are on the clock here in the second round of the draft here. So let's see what the Saints are going to do in this draft here. The Saints are looking at who's available here, and they are taking. They got their player. Can't even make out who the hell that is. What position he plays, but they got their guy. He looks like he's from Pittsburgh. Here comes the Patriots. There it is. He is from Pittsburgh. He's a right end, Yancey. Here goes the left end now. Tupolola goes to the Patriots, and the Eagles are sitting there. Here comes the pick from the Bucs. The Eagles won't move. Let's see what they do with this second-round pick. Remember, they traded Quez Watkins. The Eagles also sent Dallas Goedert packing. We might see a tight end here. The Eagles might want to go get a young tight end. After packing up on Dallas Goedert, the Eagles probably will look at tight ends. And here we go. The pick is coming in. The Eagles are looking very carefully here at who's available. Luke Musgrove, a tight end. They like this kid. So Luke is the guy. He will be the guy. Luke Musgrove. Yep, they needed to go get a tight end, and they got one. He'll wear Dallas Goedert's 88. Luke Musgrove is the new tight end for the Eagles. So they trust in the process and go get Luke Musgrove from Oregon State. So there you go. Eagles got their guy. Now the Colts are on the clock here. The Colts get halfback, Devin Akeen. That Shane, I don't know how to pronounce his name, dude. Texas A&M, though, they got their guy. That's all that matters, right? Here comes the Minnesota Vikings. So yeah, we're doing the draft today because the draft starts on Thursday. I won't have time on Thursday. I have a busy schedule there. And so I'm doing it today here for you guys. Thanks for tuning in here to the NFL draft today. There's the right end going to the Vikings. There goes Jordan Battle in the strong safety of the Cowboys. And we're moving through the second round now. Yes, we are. We're getting through it. Second round is almost over. The Browns are on the clock. So we get a couple defensive weapons taking the Alabama Jordan Battle off to the Cowboys. And Cleveland's pick is in, and they are taking wide receiver Mims. Marvin Mims goes to the Browns. Here is the third round. The Seahawks are on the clock. So we made it to the third round of this draft. We'll see if there's any more moves being made here. But the Eagles look like they're going to sit at the third round pick unless they drop into the fourth and fifth for 2 picks. There it is. Seahawks take wide receiver Cedric Tillman of Tennessee. The Vikings now on the clock. Eagles are just sitting tight. Kansas City and the Jets are quiet here in the third round. They're not making no big moves. And the Minnesota Vikings will announce they have taken strong safety out of Illinois, Sidney Brown. Tennessee is on the clock, and the Eagles again trying to make a trade here. So the Eagles are trying to move up with Tennessee here. Let's see if it works out. Eagles call the Titans, trying to put together a package here. The Eagles reportedly are going to offer the third and a fifth for letting them move up here. So they're giving them a fifth-round pick in order to move up here to 67. Will it work out? Now they're going to have to give more than the fifth. Eagles now reportedly will offer that seventh. The fifth and the seventh to move up, and they want it more. They want a fourth-round pick. That's what they're looking for. Eagles are willing to go to 126 to move up. And now the Eagles are throwing in that seventh round pick. Still won't get the deal done. Well, Eagles said to hell with it. We'll throw the fourth and fifth rounders in there, and the Titans said no. So the Eagles trying to move up, now looking for a player here to deal for this third round pick, and Eagles clearly don't want to give up too much of their wide receiving game. The Eagles are giving up Jalen Reagor, and they're going to do it straight up for this pick. Well, it's going to be Reagor and a fifth rounder is what the deal is. Yep, it's Reagor and a fifth rounder going. And at the end of the day, they want the seventh to really make this trade happen. So it's a fifth, a seventh, and Reagor. There it is. We got a deal. The Eagles get that pick, and they will be replacing Reagor with a young wide receiver. Eagles liked a few of those wide receivers out there. That's why they moved this spot. The Eagles are going to take, they're going to grab wide receiver Nathan Dell Jr. Here we go. So the Eagles bring in Nathan Dell Jr. to replace the traded Reagor. So Reagor is gone, and Nathan Dell Jr. of Houston, he played for Houston and now a Philadelphia Eagle. So Dell Jr. will be on his way to the Birds. Lions now on the clock. So the Eagles hold on to their late third and still go get Nathan Dell Jr., another good pickup for the Birds. So they felt he was definitely worthy of a third-round selection. So they made the move, gave up some assets, and got the deal done, giving up Reagor. There goes Henley, the middle linebacker, going to the Texans. Cowboys are on the clock. Their pick's coming in shortly. So third round of the draft right now. Here we go. The pick is in, and it's the cornerback, Blue Kelly. So Stanford's Blue Kelly is taken by the Dallas Cowboys. And now we got the Bengals on the clock. Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. Let's see what they take. Here it is. It's in, and it's going to be a wide receiver, A.J. Perry of Wake Forest. He goes to the Bengals in the third round. Here comes the Raiders on the clock now. Eagles are sitting patiently. Jets and Kansas City seem like they went to sleep. They're out of this thing. The Eagles are making a lot of moves and move up, though. They had the money to do it, so they made the moves. They dealt Dallas Goedert, picked up a new tight end, picked up some running backs, picked up some wide receivers. They're going out for offense here. The Eagles want to win this year. Goes Hull, heading to the Raiders. Comes the Giants now. The Giants take halfback Zach Charbonnet, so he'll go behind. Well, we got a breaking story. This breaking here, a major trade has been completed. Are you ready for this trade just coming in? With the Giants taking a running back, the Philadelphia Eagles have acquired Saquon Barkley. Eagles have acquired Saquon Barkley. Here's the deal. The Eagles are sending A.J. Brown to the Giants in a Saquon Barkley deal. The Eagles will also send a running back in this trade, Jason Huntley. So it's Huntley and Brown for Saquon Barkley. Also, the Eagles would get the 4th-round pick from the Giants in the move. And the deal's done. Barkley for A.J. Brown. The deal is consummated. Saquon Barkley to Philly. This is a stunning development deal here. The Philadelphia Eagles acquiring running back Saquon Barkley for A.J. Brown and Huntley in a stunning trade here. Yep, so no more A.J. Brown in Philly. They like Devontae Smith and the young group of receivers that they've drafted enough that they made that move. There could be another move coming from the Eagles, though, we hear. There is more moves coming. They are getting more wide receiving help here. As the Eagles have also just traded with the Chicago Bears. There's a second trade here going down. The Eagles are sending that 4th-round pick they just got from the Giants, along with another 4th-round pick to the Chicago Bears for this 3rd-round pick. So the Eagles sending 2 4s to the Bears for this 3rd-rounder. Eagles will also give up a player in the move, and that is tight end Jack Stoll to the Chicago Bears. Now they don't want Jack Stoll, so the Eagles are working on the player that will go in the deal, and it will be cornerback Mac McClain could be the guy on the way to the Bears. Yep, we got a deal. McClain, cornerback, is heading to the Bears. So the Eagles do use that 4th-round pick to move up to the 3rd round, and they are getting a wide receiver for sure. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to welcome to the team wide receiver Taylor Scott. Taylor Scott is now an Eagle, so there you go. Taylor Scott, wide receiver. They like this kid. They think he's got great potential. So the Eagles go get wide receiver Taylor Scott from Cincinnati. Saquon Barkley will be on the field with Taylor Scott come opening day for the Philadelphia Eagles. It will be interesting to see how it works out with Taylor Scott on the field with Devontae Smith and Saquon Barkley and a young tight end. The Eagles have rebuilt. They decided to get rid of Goddard and Brown, bringing in Saquon Barkley to make the so we got the right end. Zach Harrison from Ohio State goes to the where's he going there? Looks like he's going to San Francisco. And now here comes a pick for San Francisco. They get Manuel Forbes, a cornerback. Here comes the Colts in the 3rd round. Eagles are sitting at 30. What do they do there? Maybe another wide receiver, as they're loading up on young wide receivers right now in this draft. Eagles traded all their wide receivers here to make things different. And here comes a left outside linebacker. Here comes a pick from Jacksonville as the Eagles waiting patiently to show everybody what they're planning on doing. We shall see what the Eagles plan on doing here. So, there you go. And we got a pick, and it's going to be Kayshon Boutte from LSU going to the Jaguars. And here comes the Steelers now. Will the Eagles try to make a move with Pittsburgh? Eagles looking to make a bigger move with Pittsburgh now, we hear. Yep, the Eagles and Pittsburgh are negotiating a trade. Eagles are very active here making trades in this draft here. It's just crazy how many trades the Eagles have made here in this draft, and they're about to make another one. As the Eagles have just acquired themselves. The Eagles are giving up 3rd and 4th round picks to the Steelers. They are getting this 3rd round pick back, 79. The Eagles also now are trading a player. The Eagles are sending running back Brooks back to the Steelers. The Steelers are sending back the Eagles wide receiver George Pickens. The Eagles aren't sending Brooks. They're sending a better running back here. The Eagles have sent Kenneth Gainwell to the Steelers for George Pickens. Well, they ain't taking that trade, so Steelers are reportedly, though, going to try to trade a wide receiver to the Eagles here. That's what we're hearing is. And it won't be Pickens, but it will be Calvin Austin III, who's a young, upcoming receiver. And the Eagles will be sending Kennedy Brooks in the move now. So the deal that's going to be made is it's a 4th-round pick and Kennedy Brooks for Calvin Austin. There's the trade. So the Eagles just making that sidebar trade, sending Brooks out of town. The Eagles will not be obtaining the pick right here, so the Steelers are making the pick, but the Steelers announced the trade that they sent a wide receiver in Austin over to Philly for Kennedy Brooks and a 4th-round pick. And there it is. They take a cornerback rush, and here comes the Falcons. And the Birds, of course, get a wide receiver. They feel better about that. They're now looking at running backs here with their other pick, coming up here at 30 in the 3rd round. They've got Barkley, they've got Gainwell, so they like their depth chart. And they'll probably sign a free agent at running back. They got some money left. Sam Laporte, a tight end from Iowa, just went to the Falcons. The Eagles now will sit patiently and wait here as these rest of these picks are coming in here. The Broncos are on the board here, and they are about to select. They'll take this guy. Wide receiver Jalen Reed, who the Eagles did like, but they go with Austin in the trade rather than moving up to get him with Pittsburgh. They thought about moving up to get Reed, but then they said we're going to take the guy that's already been worked with the Pittsburgh Steelers system, and that is Austin, so they get him. And now we get Parker Washington of Penn State going to the Chargers. Now the Rams are on the clock, and Eagles are sitting patiently waiting for this next line of wide receivers to fall to them. Here late in the 3rd round, the Rams pick is coming in. The Rams select wide receiver Xavier Hutchinson, Iowa State. So the Eagles are running out of options. They might just settle with what they have for now and make the big move later. We know the Eagles do love Claypool, but they don't know if they can get him from the Steelers. So, the Eagles also after Pat Vermouth here. So they did try to negotiate a move to get Vermouth, but it would have took too much to get him. Too many players had to be moved to get Vermouth. There's the pick coming in from the Patriots. Chris Smith, the second, free safety out of Georgia. Here comes the Buffalo Bills as the Eagles just sit patiently and wait. The Bills will select with pick 22 here in the 3rd round. The answer to that question is they take center Joe Tapman. So they want to roll the dice on good old Tapman. Or Tipman, Joe Tipman. And there goes Brian Young, a right outside linebacker, going to the Ravens. So Eagles are rolling up quickly here. Their pick is coming up. The Packers make their pick, halfback McBride. Eagles would have loved to get him, but he didn't fold down. They were interested in him, but he didn't fold to the Eagles. So they'll look at other running backs out there and roll the dice on one here in the 3rd, it looks like. They could go get a running back, though, in free agency. They feel like they're going to sign wide receivers in free agency, so they said they'll get some wide receiving depth in free agency. Here's Dexter, defensive tackle taken from Florida by the Saints. Now the Dolphins are on the clock here as we rocket through to the third round here. Pick number 20. It's in the 20s here on the clock. 26, and his left guard Voorhees going to the Dolphins. Here comes the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are taking strong safety Skinner. So we're doing this NFL draft right now for you guys tuned in here, of course. Thanks for joining me here for the NFL draft. We're in the third round right now, as you can see. We do have a chat room open if you want to come in and talk. If not, I ask you to smash that thumbs up for me. The pick is in. Old Miss, wide receiver Mingo, and the Eagles were sitting there. They could have got him, but no, they're going to go after somebody else. They're on the clock. Here's the pick from the Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles have drafted wide receiver Michael Wilson. They go to wide receiver in a surprise move. Michael Wilson is the guy. He will be the wide receiver taken by the Philadelphia Eagles. Michael Wilson is from Stafford. So they're loading up on young wide receivers here. Michael Wilson will join the fun for the Eagles. And we're about to get to the fourth round already in this draft. The Eagles have no picks scheduled, so Michael Wilson is the last pick for the Eagles, and they passed on Spears. They let Dallas get the Tulane running back and say they're happy with what they have at running back for now. So, Eagles are done here. They're not going to do anything else in this draft. We'll check in on the Jets right now, see where they're sitting here, what they want to do. They are next up here in the fourth round. As we've gotten here to the fourth round, the Seattle Seahawks take Garrett Williams, a cornerback from Syracuse. And they're back on the clock again here. So, yeah, Seahawks back on the clock ticking away. Seahawks back-to-back picks. So they're going to get another pick here to start the fourth round. They end the third round with the pick. Now they bring in a free safety from Florida State, Jamie Robinson. Here comes the fourth round, second pick coming up right now to the Cleveland Browns. Who do they select? Cleveland will take cornerback Gardner. Gardner of LSU, and here comes the Falcons now. So the Jets are sitting there plotting their move, and we got a trade. The Jets finally got involved here with the Falcons. This could be a bigger trade. We're hearing, according to published reports, the Jets looking to move some money. The Jets made some moves in this offseason here. And the Jets are sending Reed Jr., the cornerback, on his way to the Falcons in return for a package of picks. The Falcons will get Reed Jr. The Jets wind up with 2 fourth-rounders here and a future fourth-rounder. So 3 fourth-rounders for Reed. Unfortunately, this trade can't go down because the Falcons would be under this. So that move not happening. So now the Jets reportedly moving up in the fourth round here. They have enough assets here in the future that they could do something when it's all 6-rounders. So Jets are going to send a pair of 6-rounders. The Jets are actually moving back now. How about this? They're giving up 111 for 112. The Falcons have agreed to send a future 4th-rounder to do this. No, they're not going to go that high. They're going to give you a future 6th-rounder. So they get a future 6. Jets actually are going to give up their 7th, so they're going to flip a 7 for a 6 in the future. They won't even do that, so. Jets actually have some picks coming up here in the 6th round. So the Jets will send pick 185 for 168 and the 7th rounder. There you go. So there's your trade. the trade is done as the 7th rounder Jets actually dropping back now in a stunner. Yep, they drop back a pick, and here comes the Falcons pick. So no deal to get this pick here. The Falcons are going to keep it. Jets drop back to get another asset here. Jalen Duncan taking the left tackle of Merlin. Here comes the Falcons here in the 4th round. So Jets making a move here to drop back a pick. Apparently felt they can get some asset out of it. They got something. He moved up in the 6th round next year. There goes halfback Zach Evans of Ole Miss. That would have been a nice pick for the Jets, but they didn't get Zach Evans. He's going to the Lions. Well, let's see if Zach Evans is really going to the Lions here. The Jets wheeling and dealing now have traded the cornerback to the they send J.D. Reed is now packing his bags going to the Detroit Lions in return for this package. The Lions are sending a future 3rd round pick, and they will also be sending to the Jets running back Cody Ford. And they had to send some money, too, to make this happen. So they had to find a guy that's making $2.35 million. Well, he's got to match that money, man. It's a pain in the neck in these trades to match money. Carson Wentz. Jets are willing to take Wentz. Oh, they don't want to make the trade. They're giving up Wentz's money. Jets, though, are going to throw in a pick here. They're going to actually throw in 2 future 6th rounders here. And there's the deal. It's done. So Wentz is going to the Jets in a stunning move. The Jets just making a shocking trade. They're getting a future 3rd rounder plus Carson Wentz. They gave up 2 6s and a cornerback. So here we go. That's just the trade, sidebar trade, not involving the current picks. Here we go. Texans on the clock. Their pick is finally in here. Who is it? They have taken right guard. Email. I don't ask me to say his last name. Junior. Let's call him Ayur Junior. I don't know. It's already 4 o'clock in the afternoon on this Taco Tuesday. Man, this day is flying. This day is flying. It's got wings. There we go. The pick is in Ohio State. A center goes to the Saints. Here comes the Bengals. Bengals on the clock. So there we go. Pick is in. Middle linebacker Sewell. He fell deep, man. Here's Henry Toto now here in the 4th round. These guys falling pretty deep here to the 4th round. Sewell and Toto taking back to back, and it's getting closer to the Jets pick here. The Bears got a 9th and 10th round selection. 9th and 10th pick. They take a middle linebacker, Owen Papo, from Auburn. And now the Bears take their 2nd pick. Then it's the Arizona Cardinals, 49ers, Washington. They're coming up. Here we go. The pick is in for the Bears. Their 2nd pick. They will take the halfback, Sean Tucker. Man, the Jets missed the boat on that Sean Tucker. Could have had Sean Tucker as a Jet from Syracuse, but they decided not to deal up here. They're going to sit there at their spot and take who's available. Cardinals here in the 4th round. I guess if it was the 1st round, you might have seen the Jets move up, but not going to happen here. It's Brandon Joseph of Notre Dame going to the Arizona Cardinals. Here comes the 49ers. Jets waiting patiently for those guys to fold to them. Whoever's there, they're going to take somebody out of that group. They feel it's a 4th round pick. They're not going to give up anything to go up here, and it's not doing it. The defensive tackle, Baylor, Siki Ika going to 49ers. Here comes Washington's pick. It's coming in fast and furious now here in the 4th round. Gonna let that clock expire though. And the pick is in. It is right offensive lineman Overshone. The Marvin Overshone. Okay then, whatever. Here comes the Panthers. Some of these names, dude, are just too cockamania for me, you know what I'm saying? These guys got some cockamania names. But we are doing the NFL draft, as you can see. And Blake Freeland, finally an easy name from BYU, is going to the Panthers. And here comes the defensive tackle from Bowling Green State, Carl Brooks of the Falcons. And finally, the Jets pick is in. We've been looking at the available running backs. Let's see if they're going to grab one here. Let's see. The Jets have decided to take. Boy, there's a lot of wide receivers in this class late. Well, they shock everybody and they take Tyler Kraft. They really like this kid, Tucker Kraft to the Jets. So there you go, surprise move. Tight end Tucker Kraft is grabbed by the Jets. Now, as we move towards the 5th round, the Jets will be back in round number 6. They wait for the Broncos to take their pick. And the Denver Broncos have selected cornerback Adam O'Connell from Purdue. So there you go. They get a 4th round quarterback. Broncos getting their backup. Adam O'Connell could be in for the backup job in Denver. It's tough to draw people into these YouTube streams, man, I'm telling you. I looked at the numbers here in the last week, and I'm saying to myself, what happened to people watching YouTube streams? So, there we go. We got a shooting near downtown Columbus coming in. Let's see here. So there's that out there right now. And here we go. Pick is in wide receiver Trey Palmer of Nebraska. Alrighty, more picks coming in here. As you can see, we're getting late in this draft here, so we might speed it up here because, we're already towards the 5th round here. We're getting there. Well, the Packers' phone just rang, and it was the New York Jets saying, hey, you want to move this pick? Let's make a deal. So the Jets are acquiring the pick from the Green Bay Packers here. I mean, the number of trades happening in this draft are just insane, but the Jets said, hey, you know what? We'll give you, we're going to give you the future 3 for this pick right here, but we want back your future 4 and 5. So let's see if they make that trade. It's done. So they get a 4 and a future 4 and 5. So they're willing to wheel to 3 to get a future 4 and 5 out of the deal. And the New York Jets are about to announce that they are selecting this man. The Jets have selected the cornerback. Blackman is going to the Jets. Here you go. Malik Blackman. Malik Blackman is the guy. So the Jets go get the cornerback from USC here in the 4th round by moving up. They gave up the asset here to get it done, and the Jets get the pick. Malik Blackman, USC cornerback to replace the cornerback they traded away. So there you go. The Jets doing things proactive a little bit. All right, so we're in the 5th round almost here. Here we go. Tight end Luke Schumacher from Michigan going to the Panthers. And let's see what we got here. I know the Eagles are done for the draft. They're sitting out. They're not going to try to get into the 5th or 6th round by giving up a player. The Kansas City Chiefs might be coming up here. See what the Chiefs got going on there. They're actually coming up. So here comes the Colts. We're continuing the 4th round here, so the picks are in. Cornerback Clark goes, and like you can see, most GMs did the offensive angle here this time around. Alrighty, so we're in the 5th round now. Finally got there, man. You see the picks as they come in here. Alrighty, so it's coming up really soon here. There you see, it'll be coming up shortly. All right, we're closing in on a Kansas City pick. It's getting closer and closer. As you can see, these guys being picked here in the 5th round don't really matter. Look at that quarterback out of Houston taken by the Cardinals. Will the Chiefs grab a quarterback? Well, they already got their quarterback behind Daniel Jones, so I doubt they're going to take a quarterback here. And there's not much left on the quarterback line. You get them through free agency at this point. So here comes the 49ers on the clock. Chiefs up 2 picks away, now 1 pick away. They're going to Jalen Hall of BYU taken by the Niners in the 5th round. That's what happens is you draft the 5th round pick. It's a quarterback. It's going to back up. Washington now on the clock. And Washington will select left guard. Kansas City now gets a shot here to take their player. Who's it going to be? Let's see what they're going to grab here. Kansas City is rolling the dice here, but looking to see who's available. They're going to go with this is a huge gamble here, but looks like they are going to take Chiefs in the 5th round. There you go. There's the pick. And now we'll move on to the 6th round with the next pick coming up for the Eagles, I believe. Are the Eagles done? Maybe they traded other picks. Let's see. The Eagles are actually done. The Jets, I believe, might be done. Let's take a look at the Jets. They should have made it easier to switch. The Jets are actually in the 6th round, so there you go. So we're going to skip ahead to the next pick, and here it comes. The Chiefs actually on the clock here. Chiefs are up first, then the Jets. So let's see what the Chiefs do here in the 6th round. They just took a cornerback. I think now, if you're going to grab a quarterback, this might be the time to grab a quarterback. Let's see. They're going to grab... They're going for kicker Jake Moody. Here's a surprise pick. Jake Moody is taken by the Chiefs in the 6th round. So they grabbed the kicker. Jake Moody is picked. How about that for a shock? Chiefs going with a kicker, saying, hey, you never know what we can grab here. Moody might be a good move here in the 6th round pick. So next up will be the Jets. They're looking to grab scraps at this point. They'll probably look at running backs, see who's available in the running game. They're coming up here after the 49er pick. We just seen a tight end, Cameron Lutau taken. So let's see here what they do. And there it is, Ali Gay taken. Here comes the Jets. Let's see what they're taking here. Jets said they were going to look at the running back game, no, but you know what? They might grab one of these guys. They're going for Charlie Jones. They're going to roll the dice on this kid. Charlie Jones, 6th round. Why not? Let's roll the dice on this kid, they say. So Charlie Jones of Purdue is grabbed by the Jets here. They think they have 2 picks coming up, so why not? Here comes Kansas City again. Kansas City took a kicker last time. Let's see what they do this time. Did they grab one of his complimentary picks, or did they... Let's see what they do here. They go on defense, or they go on offense? What are the Chiefs going to do? Here comes the pick. And the Kansas City Chiefs, with a 6th round pick, have decided to take the roll of the dice and brings in Wicks, the wide receiver. They say, you know what? This guy's a 6th rounder. Maybe he turns into something. So they give Wicks a shot. He dropped the Virginia receiver Wicks. Now it's back to the Jets. And the Jets definitely determined to get a running back here. So they really want to find a running back here late in the 6th. There it is. The pick is in halfback. They missed out on Johnson. See that? They could have moved up and got Johnson in the 6th round. But now they're going to just go and look for a running back here to take. And they're going to go and grab... They actually like this guy, Henry McIntosh. They're going to take him. So Henry McIntosh taken by the Jets in the 6th round. So Georgia running back, so they're going to give him a shot here. All right, next pick coming up. We'll skip ahead here again in the draft to the next pick. Kansas City actually has one before the Jets. KC probably will grab another running back here. He'll probably go to the Chiefs. Let's see here. The Chiefs are going to take. Pick is in. The Chiefs are taking the wide receiver Ronnie Bell, giving him a crack here. So Ronnie Bell gets a shot here for Kansas City. He's from Michigan. He fell deep into the 6th round. They're going to give him a shot. And we'll go to the, let's see here. Panthers on the clock. Chiefs are done. Go over to the Jets, see if they got anything left. Chiefs day's over. The Eagles day's over here in the NFL draft. We'll see if the Jets are coming up here. Here we go. Jets on the board, and they will take, let's see, they want to see what's out here. Jets doing their due diligence here to see what's out there. They're going to roll the dice on this Miller, the running back. Kendrick Miller. So they take Miller. And with that, that's the end of the draft. We'll skip ahead in the draft to the end of the draft. So all the picks are over for the Jets, Chiefs, and Eagles. So here we go. Let's get a recap of this draft. You'll see how crazy this draft was. I mean, look at all the picks here. Look at this. First round, they got a quarterback. They got a tight end. They got a wide receiver. Second round, they took a second quarterback. How about that for a shock? So Jets taking Anthony Richardson with pick 17, then came back in the second round and get another quarterback. So they really want to make it happen. They got receivers Flowers and Downs. They got a tight end in Croft. They got a tight end in Meyer. So they got 2 tight ends. They also got wide receivers late, a couple running backs late, so they added to their depth chart. So there's the Jets. Now let's take a look here at what the Eagles do. Actually, Chiefs. The Chiefs did a lot too. First round, they got their quarterback at 6, running back at 11. They went up with 2 wide receivers in the first round with Hyatt coming in, Jalen Hyatt, a cornerback in the 5th, a kicker in the 6th, and more wide receivers for depth in the 6th round. They took Wicks and Bell. So there you go. Those guys are taken by the Chiefs. And finally, the Eagles recap. Let's take a look at the Eagles draft recap. This is what the Eagles did. Eagles took first round. They got themselves a tackle and a guard and an outside linebacker. And then finally went to a tight end in the second. Wide receivers, they took a bunch of them, and that was it. Eagles just went no running backs, all tight end and receivers. But the Eagles liked the receivers they got. They said it's a good core of young receivers. And you look at the roster now. The depth chart for the first, we're going to start the depth chart for the Jets. They picked up Carson Wentz, Richardson, and Hooker. So they also have Brett Hundley coming to camp. 4 quarterbacks in camp for the Jets. At running back, they're going to have Pollard, who picked up, Hull returning, Carter, and White. So they actually have depth. They have Perrine also, plus McIntosh and Miller. So the Jets have tons of running backs. They're deep on that. At wide receiver, the Jets go with Ayuk, followed by Moore, followed by Wilson, followed by Flowers, who was drafted, also Downs, and Mims. So they really are deep in wide receiver. At tight end, they got Knox, Meyer, and Ruckett. And they got Jeremy Ruckett. Plus they got Tyler Croft. So they got 4 tight ends. And they drafted Meyer, who is a 2 tight end behind Knox. So they really rebuilt that. Should be a fun team to watch here, the Jets, this year. So that's that. All right, we're going to move forward here, past the draft. We'll advance 1 a week. See what kind of trades are being made here, because now you got a fresh batch of draft picks to move. You can make some moves here with that fresh batch. And already trades begin as the Jets go right out and make a trade. They said they had no intentions of holding on to Carson Wentz. They had to make a deal to get him. they have no interest in Carson Wentz, so they dropped that hammer in a statement there that Carson Wentz will not be remaining with the team. Moving on from Wentz, sending him to the Texans. And they will wind up walking away with a third-round draft pick for Wentz. They're happy with that. So there you go. They got a third-rounder back for Carson Wentz. So the Jets already not playing around here, saying that we had young quarterbacks. We don't want Carson Wentz. We moved him off to the Texans, and we have Anthony Richardson set to go. We love this kid. Followed by Hooker and then Huntley. So they got three quarterbacks they're going to try to use through camp. And then at the running back game, they love Hall and Carter behind Pollard. White's the fourth string, and then McIntosh the rookie. Perrine could be a movable piece if they can get some picks again for him. They're willing to move Perrine, but they said they're going to give him a look at camp. So that's that. And the Jets said that Quentin Williams will be re-signing for another 5 years here, so they're going to knock out that deal. Williams will agree to a 5-year contract extension. So Quentin Williams gets 5 years extended here. Here comes that contract being done. So it's now going to be a 5-year, year number one of a 5-year deal. The signing bonus now will go way up. The $75 million signing bonus. There it is. So he gets a huge signing bonus here as part of the 5-year deal. So that's what they wanted to do, is give him a huge signing bonus. And the way the contract will break down here with that huge signing bonus will be that he'll be making, the breakdown is $15 million in the next several years. So that's how it works out. They go with the huge bonus, and they don't go with the salary, they go with the bonus. So that's how they get that deal done. He's the heart of this defense, so they got to keep Williams here and happy, so they sign him up for 5 more years. Alrighty, so now the draft is over. Now we re-sign Williams. We're going to say goodbye for today. That's it. We've given you the draft. We've given you an hour and a half here, and I appreciate you guys coming in and spending the time. We'll catch you after this weekend. Next week we'll be back with more Madden football. Wrestling will be coming up. Wrestling will be up in a couple hours here. Sometime later tonight we'll do some wrestling. So you'll have wrestling on the air tonight. We'll hope you join us then. For now, this has been Do Living Disney channel on YouTube.